Just tell me about overcoming adversity and how you came up with that title for your speech. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but there's probably some deeper thought behind it.
Well, as I've gone through life and as I've met many different people, I've realized, and I think it's probably actually pretty obvious, that all of us have problems in our life. We all have hard times in our life. And none of us are immune to it, unfortunately. But we can make a choice to overcome. We can say, yes, this has happened to me and it's terrible and I wish it didn't happen, but I'm going to do everything I can to get better. I'm going to find whatever way it's right for me to help me get better. So whether it's therapy or counseling or medication, or maybe it's finding a healthy outlet or finding a role model for you that you can look up to and that you aspire to be like. Maybe that's it, but we can find these different routes to healing, to health. And I think that really life is a healing process in and of itself, because I think every day we'd like to think that we're a better person today than we were yesterday. So,
Do you consider yourself a motivational speaker? I mean, you travel around the country. Do you do this full time or just on occasion? Or
I try to make the most of every opportunity that comes my way, because there is so much that I feel like I can give back, because I was given so much that I feel like almost every opportunity that is placed before me where I can share a message of hope, but also talk about other issues that are very important to me, like child safety and prevention of crimes against children, then I feel like it's a wonderful opportunity and I want to make the most of it. So when opportunity comes knocking, I certainly try to open the door.
what would you say would be the biggest thing that's been changed in your life following your abduction, or that the abduction changed?
Well, certainly what I do every single day. Before I was kidnapped, I thought I would major in music, and then I wanted to go back to New York and study harp at Juilliard. And then I thought I would come back to Utah, get married, have a family, and maybe give private lessons out of my home. Certainly my life probably couldn't be any more different. I go out and I speak. My dad and I, we've started a foundation to work on children's issues, specifically child empowerment, preventative measures, RAD Kids, resisting aggression defensively, and also working on trying to promote and support the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, because child pornography is the fastest growing crime in America right now. So between all those things, I just don't see how my life could be any different than what I thought.
Do you think you'll eventually pursue harp at Juilliard, or is that out of the question now?
You know, I still would love to, but I think that maybe my path just lies a different way, and certainly harp will always be a part of my life and always remain very much in my life. But I also think that my path may lead down another way as well.
Do you still have nightmares about that night?
No. I sleep like a rock.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you think you're able to do that?
That's a really good question that I just don't know the answer to. I just don't.
Mm-hmm. Do you still seek counseling for what you went through, or is that something that you've overcome at this point? Or?
You know, there was a psychiatrist that came in and tried to, help my family and talk with my family, but my brothers just kind of looked at each other and were like, what the heck is this?
Mm-hmm.
And so they weren't really into it. And at that point in my life, I didn't feel a need to have a counselor. I didn't want to have to build a relationship with someone to feel like I could trust them before I divulged it. If I felt like I needed to talk about something, I have 7 other wonderful people that lived with me at that time that were there for me.
Mm-hmm. Has that abduction, I know it's obviously changed your life, has it consumed your life, would you say?
No, not at all. I do what I do because I'm so grateful for the miracle and the blessing that happened in my life. And I think about it because I choose to think about it. And I speak about it because I choose to speak about it, not because I don't have anything else to speak about or anything else to think about. Because I believe that my experience might be able to help somebody else. And so, with that being said, since I feel like I am in a state where I can talk about it and I can share it, why not? I should. I have been so incredibly blessed.
One more question, if I can remember what it is.
Sorry, my nose is running.
That's okay. If there was one thing that you could do differently during your 9 months of captivity, do you know what it would be? In hindsight, of course.
In hindsight, well, I wish that personally, that before I had been kidnapped, I wish that I had been given the opportunity to learn more about these kinds of situations. For example, the Rad Kids program. I wish that that had been offered at my school so that I could go through it. I remember having a teacher telling me that I was weak and I'd never survived 6th grade, let alone junior high or high school. And I mean, that's not very positive reinforcement. And then the only thing we ever talked about that teacher ever said is, oh, if you're ever approached by someone, don't get in the car with them. Just, scream. Mm-hmm. And with that, I mean, having all this, positive reinforcement, and then just being told if someone tells me to get in their car to scream, I didn't know what my options were. Certainly that wasn't, well, what if you're lying in your bed asleep next to your sister and someone sneaks up with you with a knife? That just doesn't cover it. But now, knowing what I know now, that 80% of children who fight back are able to escape abduction, I mean, I certainly hope I would have fought back. I can't say for sure, but I just wish that I had been educated more in elementary school so that I could have been more prepared for what happened.